Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't watched my videos previously, then my name is Frankie. Welcome. And I am a mum of a 4-month-old little girl called Sterliser. And I have previously posted videos about our IVF journey and started now recently posting videos about motherhood, and just gonna post vlogging as we go along and what our recommendations are as parents, what we you know, what advice we can pass on, because we have always used YouTube through our IVF, through me being pregnant, and I'm all for doing these type of videos which I'm doing today, which is what are the essentials, because let's face it, babies are really expensive and you get so much stuff bought for you. There's so much stuff wasted. So if I can help just one person out there save some money somewhere along the line, or help them out as in an essential they need and never thought of, then this video has been worth it. So I'm going to start off with our first item, which I'm unable to show you because it's in the next room, and that is the Tippee prep machine. And I can't show you at the moment because Eliza is having a bit of a whinge up tonight, because she's teething at the moment, so she's not happy. And if I go out into that room, she's going to not want daddy and want mummy again, and I won't be able to finish this video. So, but yeah, basically the Tippee prep machine, if you don't know what it is, then make sure you Google it after you've watched this video, especially if you're intending to bottle feed your baby. And it is basically a Tassimo machine for a baby. So you put the milk powder in the bottle and the machine does all the measuring and all the temperature gauging for your bottle. And trust me, this is an absolute godsend. Come 3 o'clock in the morning when you are literally running on empty yourself and your baby is screaming for that bottle on demand, all you have to do is get that bottle out, put the powder in, let the machine do the water measurements and everything, and your bottle is ready in 2 minutes. And that is much better than putting up a baby for 45 minutes whilst you boil a kettle and let it cool down. It's an absolute godsend. It's about £80 and you can get it on Amazon. Sometimes Asda does it on a deal. I think I've seen it £50 or £60 in the last year. So do look out, especially with the New Year sales at the moment. Might be a good time to look for it. And I do know that Tippee have released a new machine that's slightly updated, so it's more digital rather than analogue. But as I said, we've got the original one and it does its job, and it is my #1 all-time must-have. Sticking with the feeding theme, bottles. Now, this obviously is only relevant if you're only formula feeding the baby at the moment. If you're only breastfeeding, I've got no breast pump recommendation, because I've actually never been able to breastfeed Eliza because she was in special care. But the one bottle brand I would definitely recommend is Dr. Brown's. Eliza was initially on man bottles when she was first born. We actually had intended to give her Tippee, and special care told us that we could choose either Dr. Brown's or Mam's, and we were guided down the route of Mam at the time because of the flat teat would help encourage Eliza to suck, and she ended up with really bad track wind, almost, even though the bottles were anti-colic. And we ended up going for the Dr. Brown's after a close friend of mine recommended these and said his daughter about 7 years ago were on these bottles, and he said they're the best. And one day I'd just given up hope with all these man bottles, and I just thought, my baby's uncomfortable, she's crying after every feed. And to be honest, since we've had these, we've never looked back. And I would say, if you are intending to formula feed your newborn baby, if you're pregnant, don't bother buying the Tippees because they're on offer, or the man ones because they're pretty. Just go for the Dr. Brown's, because so many parents switch bottles. And to be honest, I'm kicking myself I didn't buy these from day one, because I would have saved myself a fortune on bottles. And the reason these are so special are these have got the anti-colic disc inside. So as you can see, they've got the, it almost pulls the wind out like the trapped air out of the bottle. So Eliza's been much better at burping since she's had these bottles, and she doesn't moan or whinge with any trapped colic. So absolute must have. They're about £5 each. I'd say you get 2 for 10 or 2 for 12 on Amazon. And yeah, you can get these anywhere. You can get them in Mothercare or Mamas and Papas. They are a very much popular branded bottle, and as I said, most parents end up switching to these bottles at some point. So yeah, I would say just buy these from the offset. Also sticking with the feeding theme is sterilisers. Now you have the option of electric sterilisers, microwave sterilisers, or like the cold water ones. We haven't got the room for the electric or the microwave. Our microwave's minute because we have a minute kitchen. So our only option was the cold water. But to say that, it also fits in with our routine. So a cold water steriliser, I can only speak for, is by Milton. And it's a 5 litre water bucket with a sealed lid. And you top the water, you basically throw the water out after 24 hours and put new cold water in and drop one of these Milton tablets in for 24 hours. And you can keep your bottles in that cold water steriliser, and your bottles are sterilised for 24 hours. So for me, in the morning, my routine is to wash the bottle up from the previous night and the one from her morning feed. And I then throw the Milton old water out. I will clean the steriliser, put new water in, and put a Milton in for the day. And then once I've washed those bottles up, I can put them straight away into the steriliser, and within 15 minutes of using the Milton sterilising water, your bottle is sterilised and ready to be used. So, I mean, a packet of these for 28 tablets range about £3, and the Milton steriliser itself was £10. So it's a really cheap option for sterilising your bottles. Going with something that you probably can't cut costs on is a thermometer. And I've recently read stories where people have bought cheap thermometers and they've actually read the wrong temperature out for the baby, and it's ended up being quite serious, and where babies have had to be admitted into hospital. So I would always say, do not cut a corner. Now, I always love a bargain, but you can't with things like this. So we actually bought the Braun, and it's the ear thermometer. It's got new caps in there, and it's the ones the hospital use, and it has a traffic light system. It will go flash the colour as well as the temperature and tell you what, you know, temperature baby is. So at the moment it's flashing for a cap. So just put one of the caps in. I'm going to set the temperature as an adult temperature, and then basically just put it in your ear, and it's flashed green and it's told me temperature's good, and then you can just turn the thermometer off and throw the cap away, and you can get new caps. You know, they're just disposable caps. So this is about £35 to £40 on Amazon, but as I said, this is the same one the NHS uses, so I highly recommend this one for an accurate reading. Another must-have is the sleepyhead, and this has been an absolute godsend. This is my second favourite thing after the Tommy Tippee machine, and I have to say, I've got a feeling that this is why Eliza sleeps so well at night. It cocoons her, as you can see. If I hold it up right, it's quite big. She sleeps in it every night. It goes in her crib at the end of our bed, as you can see in the background there. And it means, especially now that she's 4.5 months old, she's not rolling from side to side. And that we actually bought secondhand also, and we paid £50 for it. But if you did want to buy it brand new, it's about £130 from Mothercare. The cover does wash and we have to wash this all the time because Eliza gets a sweaty head, so you wash it and then the following day it looks yellow again. So we're constantly washing the sleepyhead cover, and you can get new covers, but they're £50 each, which I think is quite pricey. But another thing you could do is lay a muslin on top, and yeah, that also keeps it clean. So it's whatever preference there is for you. Talking about muslins, you cannot get enough of muslins. We have got muslins in every size, every colour, and they're everywhere. And these are a must. This is actually a Marks and Spencer's one. I think my aunt bought this along with another one for Eliza for Christmas. I don't know how much she paid for this design. I know they probably do have them in Marks and Spencer's currently, so it's December 18. I don't know, as I said, how much she's paid for these two, but I've bought muslins previously for my friend's little boy, and I think it was 2 for £10. So, but they just get used all the time. Every wash load, we have 1 or 2 muslins in at least. And we've got small ones, you can get them in Primark. We do have the Aiden and A ones. We got them in TK Maxx for about £20 to £25. And they are really soft. And actually the Primark ones are really good. We have bought some Mothercare ones. They've been a bit scratchy even after about 20 washes. So my recommendations would definitely be Marks and Spencer's, Primark, and the Aiden and A, if you do have that budget. The Aiden and A we got, I don't know if I just said it, I can't remember, baby brain, was about £25 in TK Maxx for 2 massive ones, like these big sheet ones. Or was it 3? Might have got 3 muslins actually. But the Primark ones, you can get smallish ones, and you get about 4 or 5 for £4 or £5. So really great price. But you use muslins for everything. You use it for mopping up sick. Eliza doesn't like a bib round her, so I always wrap a muslin up near her. As I said, to lay over the sleepy head, to block out the sun in the window. She was squinting the other day in the car and we had such beaming sunlight. I actually opened the back window of the car and just put the muslin over the window and then done the window back up, because we didn't have, we haven't bought any of those sunshades because it's the winter time. So it did block out the sunlight for her. But you can use them for everything, and you are lost without them. If you haven't got one and you're feeding a baby, you feel lost without a muslin. So definitely stock up on the muslins. Also, for thermometers, we have just a cheap card bath thermometer. You can buy the fancy digital ones, but I quite like this. It's a strip one. It tells you instructions on the back, and it just basically, the bars light up to about halfway, and that tells you when your bath water is warm enough for Eliza. And he floats in the water as well, and I think he was about £1 on Amazon. So don't buy it expensive, save your money. Don't get anything digital, because again, I've heard some of those read the wrong temperature, where this is a heat up strip magnet type thing, so it will only show what temperature it's hitting through the actual heat of the water. And finally, changing bottoms, should we say, the fun bit, the fun stuff for parenting. We recommend Aldi for nappies. I cannot recommend these enough. We have used Pampers, we have used Lidl, we have used Tesco's, and these are the softest and the best. They don't leak, they fit nicely, and they are the cheapest nappies out there. You get about 20 for £1, so definitely look at Aldi for nappies. Sticking with Aldi and changing, the Mamiya nappy sacks are also another must-have. A sack of them are about 90p, so definitely look at those. And finally and quickly, wipes. We use the Johnson's extra sensitive wipes. They've got a perfect consistency of moisture and they're thick, so when you do have those nappy explosions, they're great for cleaning, and actually you don't need lots and lots for each big poo explosion. And yeah, I'm quite surprised that these were the ones I ended up reaching out for, but they were. So anyway guys, I'm going to wrap it there, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel below, because I do want to start expanding out, and I will see you guys for another video very soon. Take care, bye.